Hey, listener, what's up? Thanks for clicking play on this episode of the Jock and Nerd Podcast. It's a very special episode. It's our 2-year birthday party, and you're invited.
Geekerific!
We can't thank you enough for listening. Join us as we take a look back at all the reviews and interviews we've done in the past year and share awesome birthday wishes from you, the listener. You guys are so awesome. So sit back, grab a noisemaker, put on a silly hat, grab a slice of cake, as we celebrate our 2-year anniversary show in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, March 23rd, 2017.
Rugboy approve.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
We talking, we nerded. We funny, disturbing. We talking, we nerded. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah! We talking, we nerded. We funny, disturbing. Oh yeah! We talking, we nerded. We spoiler alert.
What's up, listener? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
Jock and Nerd. And there's where you get the name of the show. Also joining us is our lovely, felty, slack-holicious buddy, Rugberto Bambino, but his friends call him Rugboy. What's up, Rugs? Good earth to you.
Good earth to you, and what's up, dudes? How's it going?
Pretty good. How's everybody feeling? Got a special show loaded up for you, listener, and I'll explain what's going on. If you are a first-time listener, real quick, let's get this out of the way. This is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. We're a weekly show where we get together and we geek out about things we love. And what we love mostly are comic books and superheroes. And every time there's movies and TV shows about comic books and superheroes. And when they cross into pop culture, it gives me all sorts of geek boner. And this show is where we share that with you. Now, this show is going to be a little bit different, listener. Why? Because, guys, today is Thursday, March 23rd, 2017. And I wanted to record today because this is an important date. This is our 2-year birthday of doing Jock and Nerd. Make some noise. All right, hold on. Here we go. So I wanted to record on our birthday. We've been doing this for 2 years. It's pretty crazy. And so to give you a little insight about the process of putting this show together, and I said process for our Canadian listeners. Adam Morris, let me know if you guys say that. I may just be making that up. They might just say process.
I think you're right.
I think they say if they say project, they're going to say process. So the process for the past 158 episodes, listener, has been I will make a show notes sheet where I collect. It's got all the list of things we go through, our call to actions, all the news links. It's a little bit of structure. I collect links throughout the week. Put them in there, and then we usually have a topic, whether we're reviewing a movie or a TV show, and my thoughts are in there, and all the ending shit is in there. So I thought, look, what have we done? What can we do that we haven't done before? 158 episodes in 2 years of podcasting. And the answer was, and this is kind of Rugboy's idea, the answer was just do a show with no show notes.
Oh, shit.
And that's what you're going to...
Freeballing.
I'm freeballing it, Jerry. I'm out there.
Commando.
I'm loving every minute of it. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. Now, if you're a new listener, I don't know what's going to happen. This show could be complete garbage.
Probably.
Or it could be nice, great vote of confidence there, Anthony. Thanks. Or it could be the best thing we ever did, and we just throw out the show notes, moving on from here on. I don't know.
I imagine this being like the Joe Rogan show, except with less interesting people.
Just us.
It's just us.
I feel like we haven't done a show with just like the three of us in a while. We like getting guests on, and it's a round table of cast of characters that the show has introduced us to. That all these people we've met. It's nice to have just the three of us here celebrating our 2-year birthday.
Jock and Nerd.
I can't. First of all, it doesn't feel like 2 years. It's pretty crazy.
Do you like being a toddler?
I love being a toddler. 2 years is great because they cut your food up for you. You can shit in your pants and they just change it. Yeah, it's great.
Don't just shit wherever you want. You could just be standing there
watching TV and just shit yourself.
And
it's great.
And it's perfectly acceptable. No one's going to smack you. They're like, oh, look how cute that is. He's making his shit in his pants face. That's adorable. And the only other time you could do that is when you're like 100 and still get away with it.
And you're laying in like a bedpan.
Yeah, not as much fun, and also because
you
that's
just
the last thing
you literally have no control, and you're just like, oh fuck, I shit myself.
No, and that would be the last thing you remember, which is probably not the best thing. Is the last thing you remember
the ignorance that you have as a child, not knowing that shitting your pants is not cool.
Yeah. I wish
that's the greatest thing ever. Like not knowing that everything's fucked up is the greatest thing. When you're old, you know everything is fucked up. And it's bad.
You get jaded pretty quick. I wish I could walk around, shit in my pants, draw on the wall, put things on my mouth, suck on them, spit them out, whatever.
I feel like you still do that stuff.
I think I do some. I do absolutely. I kind of do some of those things.
He just sharts instead of
I just shart.
Straight shitting.
He trusts his farts way too much.
Did I? Ooh, that was a wet one. I'm going to have to check this one out. The other day, Anthony saw me in the office and he said I look like a shit stain.
Oh, do you even podcast?
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
You were because you were wearing a brown shirt, button down, and then brown khakis that like matched.
I had a brown.
I was like, you were a walking skid mark
with a little dollop of white at the head.
Yeah.
Can I ask this because you work with Imran, and that must be just a parade every day. But
it's an adventure.
Does he usually shock you with what he wears to work?
Oh, sometimes, man.
Like
sometimes this guy, I've seen this guy wearing like dress slacks. Dress shirt, and then he's wearing fucking gym shoes and white socks. I'm like, God damn it, Imran!
What are you doing? Who cares?
Oh yeah, I've seen Imran wear a couple of ensembles that were pretty legendary.
Oh, yeah. He'll throw colors together, and I'm just like, what the fuck, Imran? He still wears the suits that are like way too big on him and shit.
I'm not even colorblind.
I used to remember when he used to wear the getup, like the Muslim getup.
Oh, dude, I used to
wear that
okay,
shit.
so for a while between the ages of like senior year of high school, freshman year, up to the freshman year of college, I was like I had suddenly become spiritual. And I was all into Malcolm X, and I had the X hat, and I was all like straight edge, and I was going to be like, this is going to change me. And then
you were going to be straight edge because of Malcolm X?
Well, yeah, just I don't know what I was thinking.
You know what straight edge is, right?
Yeah. So, okay. I mean, it's no booze, no drugs. The straight edge, but then the group is like they're into like punk rock and shit.
Edge.
I was trying to be I thought I was like morally superior. I was an ass. What did I know? I was fucking 18 years old, dude. I was 17 when I got to college because I skipped a year. I was a young ass fucking 17-year-old.
That is an asshole age.
Yeah, it's a fucking asshole age. You think you know everything and you think you're fucking holier than thou. It's bullshit. That didn't last long. Safe to say, Ruggs, right? That didn't last very long.
Yeah, I would say about 4 months.
All it took was a girl and my first hit of Sweet Sweet Trees. That was it. I was like, oh shit.
Illinois is going to legalize that pretty soon.
Oh goddamn! I've been praying. Listen, if I was to pray for something, I've been praying for that to Allah every day. Please, whatever
Why
you do,
are you praying for? You do it all the time, anyways.
Yeah, but
he doesn't want the guilt.
I want to do it out in the open. I want to do it while I'm walking my dog.
Those, like awkward looks from people.
Listen, it's become a lot less taboo. Patrick Stewart recently came out. He said he uses medical marijuana. There was an article. It's medicine, dude. It's a plant. Anyways, look, before we get any further, I just want to shout out to the listener. If you want to get in touch with the show, if you're a new listener, you want to see what we're all about, just go to our website, jockandnerd.com. Go to jockandnerd.com/contact, and you'll find our Twitter page, our Facebook group. You can send us a message. You can leave us a voicemail. And we have solicited comments for our birthday from you, the awesome listener. We will sprinkle in throughout the show. Should I share one now?
As long as it's not Kevin Heldon and Chris Richardson jacking themselves off for 8 minutes.
No, that was the 150th episode.
Oh, is that one?
By the way, how about we just pick like every so often we have these milestone episodes and we keep basically I ask
for comments and feedback.
Yes. So I threw it out to our Facebook group and Twitter, and basically I was like, look, it's 158 episodes. It's time for you to do some work. Do my work for me. Send us something we can read. And you guys did. So very nice.
I like the back-to-back of like 150 celebration. Now, like 8 episodes later, oh, wait, 2 years. And then the next one's going to be like, we're at 160. Oh, my God, what a fucking milestone. Then we're at, oh, shit, 2 years and 2 months. Gotta celebrate that one.
Everything. We're going to celebrate everything. Literally, before you know it, it'll
Like
be...
having a girlfriend.
It is. Every goddamn time. Oh, I got to get you flowers again.
It's our mid-anniversary. This is the anniversary of when we fucked.
We just celebrated our quarter mid.
This is our anniversary. Wait, the first time you fucking
You know who the woman is in this relationship? It's you, fucker, Imran.
It is?
Yeah, you're the one that keeps pointing these things out. Oh, we got to do something today. It's the 2 year. Exactly today. Oh, my God.
Let me tell you, I don't even, my birthday's coming up. I don't even give a shit about that. I don't even celebrate my birthday anymore. I'm way more invested in this. I want to look, for us to be doing something for 2 years and every week and not missing a week, that's a pretty good accomplishment. I'm surprised at ours. I'm surprised we fucking lasted this long.
This is true.
And before you know it, it'll be our 200th show. So send us something for that, listener. Just let's get it started. Okay, look, Jordan Radford wrote this on our Facebook group. It's very nice. She says, happy 2 years, Jock and Nerd. I miss spending my Thursday nights with you guys on Blab. Some of my favorite moments were the random stories from the Scottish guy and his sexcapades. And, of course, all of the great discussions when new shows and movies came out. You guys were a highlight for me, and I feel honored that I was able to be a part of it for a short time. Keep being my weekly highlight. May these next 2+ years be even better. Love you 3. Oh, that's so nice, Jordan.
Let's explain. Let me explain for the listener that just started listening to our show or never got on Blab what the fuck Blab was. Blab was like this live camera feed or webcam feed of like 4 boxes, and me, Imran, and Rugboy would go on there weekly and do a live show basically, and we'd have.
It was awesome.
It was okay. And we would have some random people just jump in every week with us. And Jordan was one of our people that kind of helped with graphics on the side and stuff. And that quickly went away once Blab started hemorrhaging money.
Well, yeah, and they weren't making any money. They didn't know how to work their model, and they just all of a sudden shut it down one day.
But that brings up a question I want to ask you two.
Yeah.
Favorite Blab moment?
Oh, my God. I mean, there's so many. Well, the Scottish guy she's talking about, Sir Dakota Saunders, he was great. He loved you.
Scottish, by the way.
Oh, he was British.
He was a dude pretending to be British because his story was like ever changing. He was talking about he went to visit his grandmother, and then like 3 months later, he's still there.
Yeah.
How does he still have a job?
Was this the guy in Parliament?
Yes, he worked in Parliament.
You look behind him, and there's like pictures of him and hanging up, and it's clearly like his room. He's never in the same room. So,
and he would tell us about the French girl that he would fuck in the hotel. And
so he was not in Parliament.
No. You don't think he even worked in Parliament? You think all that?
Man, Imran, you are so fucking gullible.
Remember when we got him to do the English, speak like an American accent?
Yeah, that was really good. That was good.
I'm like, that's his real voice.
No, I don't know. He also told a story where he found out he was a knight. You don't think
a guy could do a fake voice every time he's on?
Oh, he's so cute.
Imran, you took his word for it that he was just in Scottish Parliament and then just coming to Blab and wanting to listen to us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my God.
Sir Dakota Saunders. That was great.
Stop referring to him as sir. He's not a sir.
He's probably not even a knight.
No, he's nothing.
I
actually don't even know who this guy is.
You always laugh.
Funny though.
He was hilarious. You can catch a lot of these on our YouTube channel. The whole because we would do like a 2-hour show and I would stay on there for like another 2.5 hours. There's 4-hour shows of Jock and Nerd video on our YouTube station. Tons of stuff that's never been in the feed.
Yeah, you could see me.
You could see Ruggs in person, and you could see Anthony looking like a 12-year-old boy.
12-year-old houseboy.
12-year-old Filipino houseboy. What Anthony Clegg moment was sticks out where we got in trouble with his wife. We talked about that.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest moments ever.
We talked about that on the 100th episode.
Yeah, that was great.
You know what my favorite moment was?
Yeah.
Every time I fucking left.
I liked it.
I knew he had a douchey thing.
I know he was going to say that.
I'm kidding.
You even podcast?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding that much, but the time when I jumped on and we finally, was like 1,000 people that had finally decided to watch the show
that was fun.
in any one moment.
Yeah.
That was
early
cool.
on, they featured us on their front page and we kept going and we hit like 1,000 viewers. That was crazy. I love when you would block people on, they would say some shit and you're like, block! And then just kick them out.
Because you were like super lenient and Ruggs boy would like want to like engage them. And I'm like, dude, let's just get these fucking people out of here. These trolls. What are we doing here?
That was fun. It was. I love the live comments. It helped generate discussion. But yeah, the whole thing fell apart, and now it's all scattered. Now all the live shit is on like Facebook Live and all these other platforms. Whatever. We'll record this and put it out. It's fine.
I can't believe that you guys would sometimes go like 2 hours after. Like that.
Dude, there was fucking
talking to like.
You know what? But I felt like something was happening.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I felt like there was something cool happening, and then they just ruined it.
They did. They would. We talked to furries. The furries would show up. There was that girl.
Who was the guy? Was it Anthony Davis?
Yes, there's Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis, for the listener, was this like
be nice,
awkward, socially awkward Southern dude that would come on the show and I guess would talk.
He's a nice guy.
My question, he's a nice guy. Yes, I'm sure he was. You think he's gotten laid since Blab?
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Ever. And is it true if you don't use it, you lose it? Is that a serious question?
Is it fallen off yet? That's what
we also had some cool things where like we had Benji Bronk and Elisa Jordana of Howard Stern fame on our show.
Elisa Jordana came on while she was at a Mexican restaurant, and then Anthony shows up all drunk. You were at a wedding or something,
wedding,
right?
Yeah.
That was the great thing about the platform is you could easily join from anywhere, and like you just needed some headphones.
I just remember Elisa Jordana being like, "Who is Jock? Who is Jock?" As if that's like my first fucking name, Jock.
Well, then everybody would call me that because that's what it would say in the Twitter handle based on our at Jock and Nerdcast on Twitter.
Your boy David Mobley on Twitter still thinks your name is Jock.
There's David Mobley. We've had a lot of.
He's still around.
He found us there also. That's right. Yeah.
He sends us. He sent us like Snapchat videos.
Yeah,
he's like, listen to the Nerd and Jock TV or something. Like he totally butchered the whole thing.
Well, he doesn't listen.
No,
he just likes me.
He just likes you a lot.
Despite the fact that he absolutely does not listen to the show, I appreciate him spreading the gospel of the Jock and Nerd, even though he gets it wrong, and it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So let's take a look back at what we did this past year, guys. We put out, including this episode, 71 episodes. By the way, the math of all of this doesn't work out. We say we're a weekly podcast. It's been exactly 2 years, yet this is episode 159.
Oh, shit.
And I'm not a genius, but I don't think that math works out at all.
No, not at all.
I don't know what happened. 71 episodes. So we do news, reviews, and interviews. Here's some of the reviews we have given you in the past year. A year ago, Daredevil Season 2 was about to come out. We reviewed that.
Mm-hmm.
Then the infamous Batman versus Superman review. We've
done like 2 shows or 3 shows on this, probably.
Yeah, and that's where we met the David Zika, and he's become a good friend. Then Captain America Civil War. Then it was X-Men Apocalypse. Then we reviewed Batman, The Killing Joke. Then Suicide Squad. Then remember we reviewed The Night Of on HBO. Remember how awesome that show was?
Yeah.
It was complete. Had nothing to do with comic books. It was just fucking good television.
Fuck it, we'll do it.
It was really it was great. It was the summer. There was nothing else going on anyways. We reviewed Luke Cage on Netflix, Doctor Strange movie, Rogue One, Star Wars story, Shin Godzilla, a Japanese movie. We reviewed a actual legit Japanese movie. How's that for some culture? For Jock and Nerd. And then Logan, Kong Skull Island, which was our last 2 episodes. And then various Walking Dead episodes and TV show pilots.
We switched up our format because we used to review every episode of TV, and we don't do that as much anymore. We just kind of... So we have more room to review, like, movies and shit, or any kind of shit. Like stuff like The Night Of, or anything we want.
I don't know how you guys watch every fucking TV show.
I'm still watching everything.
I know.
I'm still watching Powerless, and it still has not made me laugh.
You are still watching Powerless?
It's on the DVR. I'm like, maybe this week it'll make me laugh.
My God,
nope.
I don't understand how you have time in the day to do all this and produce the show and like
not funny.
Give attention to your fucking wife. Like, what do you do?
Wait, my what? Oh shit, that's right.
Right.
Where is she? I bought her flowers for International Women's Day.
How do you watch Powerless?
It's there.
Yeah, I can't get behind
Holy
that.
shit, that show has not made me laugh sincerely.
How do you watch the show every week that doesn't make you laugh? And that's the intent
press a
of the whole
button
show.
and I sit there and with my eyes open.
Oh
I've gotten to the point where I when I watch any of the DC shows, and this is the weirdest thing. It's like the only show from DC that I'm watching all the way through and not skipping is Supergirl.
Really?
Wow.
And I'm skipping through Arrow. Every time I see a flashback, I skip through it.
Arrow's been interesting.
Legends of Tomorrow, I skip all the time.
Flash? Not even Flash?
No, Flash, I watch the whole thing.
Flash has been interesting, and Arrow, like the big bad they have is pretty compelling now. I don't want to spoil it. I don't think Anthony's ever going to catch up. Like you're never going to watch any of these
this
shows.
summer when I like get less busy, I'll catch up. I'll try to catch up.
So okay,
I say that now, and I never caught up on Stranger Things. So,
you got to watch Stranger Things. It's great. So look, for the listener, we will be reviewing Iron Fist on Netflix. So send us your thoughts on that. It'll be part of the review show. Ronald Hans, a loyal listener, and he just started supporting us on Patreon with Adam Morris. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone on Patreon. He sent us his Iron Fist review, which I will save and share when we review Iron Fist, which Anthony has not watched any of that.
No, I haven't. I'll try. I'm going to try to do it this week, but we might have to delay it like another week.
So our review may or may not be the next episode. I don't know.
I mean, these reviews and like people at work just walking by and being like, "Yeah, man, it's not that good." Like that doesn't make me excited.
No,
like I know the completist in me wants to watch it, but I'm just like, "Fuck, man!" Like shit. Why do I'm going to watch shit?
If you go in with really low expectations,
really low,
you might like it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't think it's unwatchable.
All right, fair enough.
I just think it's probably the worst of all the.
And I don't want to. That's the thing is like I don't want to comment on it because I'm going to spoil your anticipation for it even more.
Don't comment on it. So. I will say that like not only the negativity about that, but I felt like Luke Cage, and we talked about this on the show, but Luke Cage ended for me so sourly that I was just like, man, this isn't hyping me up for the next show. Like when it got to fucking Diamondback, man, that shit got too fucking comic booky. The bullets and shit, man, that was stupid.
Yeah. The shows go on too long.
They all suffer.
Take that money. They should make less episodes and take that money and put it into the episodes. Like, make it 9 episodes. Make it 8 episodes.
I don't get why it has to be like why can't they just adjust it? Because Netflix is not looking for ratings. They're just looking to keep subscribers or add on subscribers.
Like making more content that isn't won't make.
I would rather have more shows, but different installments. Like I would rather give me a 6-part and then go away for a couple of months and then come back in a couple of months and give me another 6.
I like that. Give us more shorter seasons. That's what you want. And
did you see what Anthony Mackie came out with?
Oh yeah, it was. He said that he
was basically like, it's not connected, the TV and the movies. Like he's like, there's no fucking way. Yeah, like basically never ever. So if that's the case, why don't you take these like breaks, like 6-month break? Like, because I still feel like the shows are trying to like stay on the periphery of the TV or the movies. But if the movies are just like fuck you, then what's the point? What's the point? Why don't you make these stories whenever in the timeline?
He also wants to be the next.
Just say
Blade.
this is the TV universe, and that's not.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a weird situation, but it was always going to be a huge undertaking to connect a TV universe to a movie universe, just because the production schedules are so different.
And I mean, no one's really done that ever successfully, anyways.
Well, they had like the Hulk movie, TV shows that connected to the movie, right?
No, but that was made.
Well, they've always done the movie after the TV show, right?
Yeah. Yes. Like X-Files is the one. Like, didn't that end? Wasn't there a movie in between seasons of X-Files? And it came back. I can't remember. That was the one thing. Wait. So, Ruggs, going back to Supergirl, what are you enjoying about the Supergirl that makes you compelled to watch it?
I have no idea. I really don't. Like, I mean, I think that since it's not as like female. It's skewed like it was before with Ally McBeal in there, and newspaper and the Devil Wears Prada whole.
It's gotten better. It's gotten better this season.
It's just a little bit more like straight to the point. I mean, it's a little bit too alien-y for me sometimes. There's like aliens all over the place, and they're just walking around with like big fish.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun. Wynn is dating an alien, and there's like the alien undercover bar.
everybody knows that there's aliens in
yeah.
there. There's just aliens all over the place. It just doesn't seem like the rest of DC is like that. Like, that's the only place that aliens hang out. You never see them anywhere else.
Well, it's there, but that's a whole different universe. It's not even the same Earth, so they can totally do that. I haven't. This week they did the musical with Melissa Benoist.
That's horrible.
I haven't watched that yet. I haven't watched that yet. But her and the guy.
You like it? I can't.
I don't like. I mean, it's forced. Anytime these musical things, it's obviously forced into, the story arc. So
the song that they wrote for this is probably the worst song I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my God. It was original. Oh, there's an original song in it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm not going to say what it is.
So at the end, because I watched the Supergirl, and at the end, some dude pops out and he grabs the portal and jumps into Earth, jumps in through a breach, and then she goes, and everything's like it's all old timey, and it says continued in the Flash. But I read it. Melissa Benoist and the guy who plays Mon-El, like they're actually hooking up, like they're a couple.
Oh, really?
So there's some like real chemistry there, a little bit. Good for Mon-El.
At least, yeah, okay.
Anthony, are you caught up on The Walking Dead at least?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. You guys want to discuss a little bit the last couple episodes?
Sure. We ain't got shit to talk about.
I know, we ain't got nothing else to talk about. Let's go back to the okay, so first of all, spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
The Morgan episode where he goes against his nature. Yes, he finally breaks his pacifist nature with Richard. Richard sabotages the drop. He's like, this is not enough cantaloupes. You didn't bring me enough cantaloupes.
All over
There's
some
only
fucking
11
cantaloupes.
Just over a cantaloupe, and he put the fucking the shopping carts in the way and sabotaged the thing because
he put the shopping carts in an arrow.
Oh, he did put it in an arrow, didn't he? I didn't
so
even
to
notice
lead to his grave.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
because earlier you see him with a backpack that says Katie on it.
Yeah,
I think that was his daughter, right?
Yeah,
he wants to be buried next to his daughter.
Wants to be buried next to his daughter. So you're like, there's some shenanigans up, and he goes to the drop. They're down one cantaloupe, and he thinks they even said last time, any shit happens, you're dead. You're next. We're gonna get you. So he's like, all right. He's got a little death wish, but that's not what happens. Instead, the dude turns and shoots Benjamin in the leg. Benjamin being the young guy who Morgan's been training, who's kind of been like he's a mentor, and this is his protege, teaching him the ways of the stick.
Yeah.
And I don't think the savior meant to kill him, but he hit him in the big fucking artery in the leg where you're going to bleed out pretty goddamn quick. And then Morgan fucking snaps. That moment was pretty crazy. When they come back with the cantaloupe, and Morgan just fucking kills Richard, strangles him in front of them. Holy shit.
Is that Richard's like, yo, man, I was planning on them killing me.
Yeah.
And I was ready. I was cool with that.
Yeah.
And that's why I dug my own grave and whatever. But like, Morgan's like, all right, you're going to die then. Fuck you. You should die for this.
Yeah, because you don't get to decide that. Who said you could decide? Who told you to do? Why are you putting people through this? And then Morgan I love that moment where he's walking around, he just breaks, he's smashing things, and it's back to...
Well, he's like going back to like his psycho stage.
Yeah.
Well, because he looks at that kid and then he thinks of him as his son.
He calls him his son's name.
Yeah.
He says Dwayne, which is his son. I was like, oh shit, Morgan's losing it. And then he does a great thing. I really like this. He just he's like, Carol, you want to know what the fuck happened? He's just gone. He's like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. You want to know what really happened? And he tells her. Tells her Negan killed fucking Glenn and Abraham. And now she's back to fucking Rambo Carol, which is great. It's about fucking time. I never understood why she was a pacifist, why she didn't want to have any. Well, this is the woman who just fucking blew up Terminus and was badass. And all of a sudden she's like, no, I don't kill anymore. Leave me alone.
I've been complaining about that for a while. About her being a pacifist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the thing about this episode for me. I liked it because it's kind of moving the story forward. Finally, the kingdom's going to get involved. But this is the problem with this, like what have we been calling it? Drawn out storytelling?
Decompression. Storytelling.
Yeah, it's like we haven't really spent that much time with Morgan and this kid together. Like if they kept dropping hints of their relationship throughout episodes, like multiple episodes, I would feel like he felt like that kid was his son. But for me, it didn't feel like this kid was his son. It felt like me that this kid just grabbed a staff from him and learned Aikido.
Yeah, I mean, it was tragic because you got the feeling that this was a good kid and he was trying to help and he was going out on his own and
I don't know.
risks.
I didn't feel like that was enough I didn't feel like their relationship was strong enough that it would break Morgan
right, they didn't set that up.
What did you guys think about the episode after that?
So then the last episode.
Oh, we got Imran narrating. I love it, dude. I fucking love it.
I'm trying to remember what.
I actually don't remember what happened. So if you could tell me.
This one,
I forgot already.
it deals with the hilltop.
Oh
and
yeah,
Maggie.
Yeah.
And I like how you see Eugene put his plan for Negan with the metal walkers.
It was the hilltop,
against the fence.
Dealing with that fucking guy, Negan lookalike.
Oh yeah, Simon,
and like
he took their doctor because I guess they were brothers. Yeah, I like him. He's like weirdly menacing but smiley face. Like he's very interesting. That Simon.
Yeah, and then you had what's the leader of the Hilltop's name?
Gregory.
Gregory making a deal, basically.
Gregory, yeah,
like to get rid of people if he needs to. He threatens Jesus.
He's such a sleep. Oh, and Jesus says something about, it's hard not having boyfriends. So we know Jesus is gay.
He said
Was
that?
that confirmation? Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
He said something about
Because I missed
tough to have a boyfriend
Oh, I didn't hear that.
in this world. Yeah.
Wow.
So
gay
and then
Jesus.
gay Jesus. We got gay Jesus. Maggie's training them how to throw knives and shit.
And then you got Sasha and Latina. What's her fucking name?
Sasha and Rosita. And their big plan is we're gonna kill Negan.
Yeah, going out and bonding to kill Negan, and then Rosita gets locked out as Sasha decides to jump in.
Well, here's the thing. Sasha has to be the captain of the Enterprise in a new Star Wars TV show. So I don't think we're going to see her again. Because at the very end, she locks her out. And it's kind of silly, like how she didn't see this coming. And then she just runs in on her own and you hear shooting. And there's no way she's fucking surviving that.
Yeah,
So-
I don't understand why one of the plans is to walk in there and try to kill Negan. Like just stay where you were at and wait.
Yeah, you could have shot him. You had a great. They are outside. She's like, damn it, I don't have a shot. You did have a shot for a second.
Well, even if you don't have a shot,
again.
just wait.
Yeah, he's going to come out again. What is the rush?
Yeah, they should have waited a little longer. I mean, they can't stay there forever. They got to eat and shit. But find food and stuff, and going in and out without getting caught. But they should at least stayed another night. But I mean, that would have been drawing it out even more. I don't know. They just got to the point. I don't know.
They had a nice little moment together, and you knew when they were getting all like real with each other. I was like, oh, one of these people is going to die. In fact, Sasha was the one who's telling Rosita to live, and then she goes and does this suicide deal. And we also find out Eugene doesn't want to leave. He's like, no, I like it here. Just leave me. I was like,
no, he's really not doing a game.
It's still ambiguous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he could be like, leave me, like I'm still trying to work my plan, or he could be like, leave me, I love it here.
Yeah, we don't know. He's like, you gotta go. And Sasha tells Rosita, it's not your time.
I thought it was okay this episode. There's only 2 episodes left. This is what I complained about prior when the mid-season finale. I was like, we should have kicked this into high gear a lot sooner, and we're not.
Yeah, that was surprising that there's only 2 episodes left, and I don't see any movement. Like,
this episode, the end kind of kicks it in high gear because you got someone trying to assassinate Negan in the compound, but it's almost like too little, too late.
I mean, I think we all know that Negan is not going to die.
No, he's not going anywhere.
So
you would know that if you read the comics.
I guess.
I don't know if you would know that if you didn't read the comics. So
you think he'd be dead? Be like, why isn't this guy dead already?
Yeah,
we haven't seen Rick in a while either.
Well, we saw him like 2 episodes ago, fucking Michonne and.
They had their
school in a carnival
in the van. Yeah, everywhere. Yeah. They went on a date. They went on a carnival date. Boy, was that with the really bad CGI deer? That was a waste of a goddamn episode.
Yeah, the season has been very strange.
Yeah, they keep. I mean, they love the decompressed stuff. That's their thing for a while.
They seem to like concentrate on things that we don't need to even be concentrating on a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I'm still watching everything.
I mean, it looks like this next episode they're gonna go after Oceanside, right? Or is it Oceanside?
Oh, the ladies.
The ladies with the
they
guns.
found out. Yeah. They got to go change their mind. Get them involved.
Or they got to steal their guns. One of the
or
two.
steal their guns.
So,
all right.
I think there's strength in numbers.
You kind of need a big army. Give me, I hope the last episode doesn't end where the army is formed and they're just starting to
war?
attack.
Oh,
yeah,
my
and then it
God.
stops. And then
They're right on the precipice.
Yes!
Of war.
he's just looking at
there's like a 50-50 chance that
Oh,
happens.
shit, if they do that, that's going to be even more fucking annoying than the way they ended
That's
last
what they're
episode.
going to do. Don't even think there's another option.
The last shot is Rick over a hill, and the camera like goes over his shoulder, and he's looking at the Savior's compound. He's got a big army, and then that's it.
They panned
Nothing
Rick,
happens.
they panned a Rick on the hill, wide shot, and it's like hilltop, kingdom, Alexandria, weird ladies that eat trash for fun, and weird, and then girls with no men.
And
like
a CGI
everywhere.
tiger
Yeah, and a CGI tiger.
leading the charge. Send the tiger in
It's
first.
totally gonna be it's gonna be Rick standing on top.
God.
You got Jesus flanking him with like what's her face, Maggie, and you got Ezekiel with the tiger also flanking him.
That is some bullshit. That is exactly what's going to happen.
That's the shot, man.
That's the shot.
I predicted that would be correct.
We're just waiting to get jerked around by the Walking Dead. All right. The show
It seems like they just don't have a lot to do. They don't have a lot of content left.
Right. I mean, they must not if they're dragging this out. But in the comic books, there is more content. You can take this places, but I don't know what he wants to do, what his plan is. So,
Well, if you want to run this forever, then you got to drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're milking it for all it's worth. So what are you watching, Anthony, besides the few things that you watch? Like, what are you watching, basketball?
Yeah, well, there's like the NCAA tournament right now.
Yeah.
But I turned Imran onto this Untold History of the United States of America. I've been watching that. Yeah, it was directed by Oliver Stone. Yeah. It was on Showtime. I'm like deep into that. I'm like 7 or 8 episodes in. So that's what's been delaying me from watching other stuff.
You gotta watch Snowden. That's fucking that movie.
The movie with JGL, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I watched the first episode of Untold History, and it's really good. I mean, like you said, Anthony, he starts the whole series by saying, he's like, I was a fan of history, and I loved history, and then after making all these movies, I went to Vietnam. After making all these movies, I realized that there was a lot of things they didn't tell us, and then he's like, when I saw what my kids were learning, it just upset him more that they're still, like, not telling them the whole story. So this is his attempt to even things out. And you know how I love conspiracies. And you know how Oliver Stone loves conspiracies. So I'm very excited to watch the rest of the series.
It's more like the way I interpret it is more like there's two sides to everything. And we love to dramatize that, like, World War II was like us first. It was the last war where we were fighting evil. And then the bombs we dropped saved lives, and communism was like the main factor, and Russia was super aggressive, and there's just another side to everything.
And I felt this way in high school. You're right. That what's the saying is history is written by the winners, and I was always like, wait, what's the other side of the story? How are these other people looking at this? It can't be the same. And you only got the Western European side of the history story.
I've always thought that. And that's why I don't believe the news when I hear it sometimes.
You can't believe anything.
Especially politicians.
Yeah.
Or the spin and the agendas. So it's like, some people think that Oliver Stone's a quack, though.
Yeah, definitely.
But those are people trying to defend that old regime,
Well, Oliver Stone's, he's clearly like he takes more than a few shots at the right in this episode, in these shows. So
goddamn liberal Hollywood, I knew it. This is what's causing America.
Like if it was like 1950, he'd be up there with like in front of McCarthy getting like.
Oh, they would totally blackmail his ass. Yeah, they would put him on that blacklist. Yeah.
When Reagan was an actor, he got called up by McCarthy, and he was thrown.
That's right.
Throwing colleagues under the bus.
Oh shit! In the McCarthy. Holy shit! Back when John Wayne was playing Genghis Khan.
Oh, that was awesome.
Back in the day. But he just hired white people.
Good old days.
I love looking that up. Just him playing Genghis Khan.
It's hilarious.
Dude, it's terrible. It's not even close.
No, he's just himself. Like he's always
if John Wayne would have pulled off like the ultimate Genghis Khan, I would have been like, all right, you fucking pulled it off.
Right.
But he wasn't even close. Even in the same planet.
He barely tried.
There's like legends of like Genghis Khan, like I think that side of the world, like a 1 out of 7 or 1 out of 10 is total bro science, but like a decent percentage of that population out there has Genghis Khan's blood in them.
Oh yeah, lots of people.
He was fucking all the time.
He fucked the whole continent all the way across as he was
pillaging and fucking. Wow, Genghis Khan. I mean,
should have called him Genghis Khan.
John Wayne didn't even try. Look at this fucking thing. All he did was grow his stash a little differently. He's got blue eyes. What the fuck, dude?
Let's see if I can play a little bit. Let's see if I can play a little bit of audio. We will critique his performance.
Genghis Khan, that's amazing.
John of Genghis Khan.
Temujin, chief of all Mongols, make known to all men present and afar off. Those who oppose me shall be destroyed. Those who submit shall be spared. And those who freely unite with me shall profit richly.
Why are you looking up to this guy?
Long may be the greatest conquest of all. John Wayne and Susan Hayward, the Conqueror.
Ooh, Susan Hayward.
I like that he's just talking in his regular voice.
Yes. Why does
not even giving a shit?
No. Why does the Genghis Khan sound like a cowboy? I'm so confused.
Like, he should have a Midwest accent, if anything. Like, it's just a very flat, non-specific accent. Not like he sounds like he just jumped off of a fucking horse and fucking, I don't know what else.
He's got really bad, like, Fu Manchu. If I was any of those dudes in the movie, I would have, I would have just killed him. Be like, why are we listening to this asshole? Just fucking stab him already and let's get on with our pillaging.
Genghis Khan, man.
Genghis Khan. All right, look, let's take a quick break. I'm going to play some promos. Some of our friends who have podcasts. Check it out. Support the independent creator. And we will continue.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
In a world where so many podcasts offer TV and movie news, along comes another one filled to the brim with podcasty goodness that is only slightly better at best.
Admit it, you're always looking for a new brand of meaningless movie nonsense in your podcast diet.
Look for the 365 Flicks podcast on Twitter, iTunes, Stitcher, and all good third-party podcast apps. You can also swing by the Facebook page.
Come join in on the adventures of Kev, a pissy ex-video store clerk,
and Chris, a Scottish Whedon Hall.
We're your vocal heroes of pissy opinion.
We bring you all the latest TV and movie news, reviews, and general geeky rants,
as well as a bunch of top fives that you really won't care about. So whether you're Team Iron Man or Team Cap,
you're Team Batman or Team Superman,
drop on by the 365 Flicks podcast, where the Chris versus Kev Civil War never stops.
This is the podcast you're looking for.
Hey, my name is Paul, and I'm not an animal expert.
I'm Donna, and I'm not an animal expert either.
And together we do a podcast about animals called Varmints.
Every week, we pick an animal, do a bunch of research on it, and bring you some interesting facts about that animal.
But we don't stop there. We talk about that animal in movies, TV, and other pop culture.
And we talk about whether or not the animal would make a tasty dish, and how intelligent we think that animal is on a scale of 1 to 10.
It's exactly like one of those fancy PBS nature documentaries.
Except not at all like that really in any way.
We're on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts from, and we're at blazingcariboustudios.com.
This is Phil.
And this is Carrie.
And we're hosting this cool podcast called Brokebot Mountain, a Westworld fan cast, all based on the HBO series Westworld.
We had to do something. We were talking about it so much. We needed a venue for our crazy show theories.
Yeah, not to mention your fanaticism, and I'm using that word lightly, for Thandie Newton.
Should we mention your less than healthy obsession with James Marsden?
Shut up, Phil.
Shutting up.
So download us each week on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and SoundCloud, and listen to us beyond the range of possibilities.
Hey, what's up? It's Taylor Gray, the voice of Ezra Bridger on Star Wars Rebels, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast.
the Jock and Nerd Podcast. All right, everyone. It's, if you like this show, if you've been listening for a while, if it's your first time show even, I want you to know, check out our fan club on the Patreon, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. It's a place where you can help us support the show, low monthly donation. There's several tiers and rewards, but the rewards are awesome because what happens is you get an RSS feed that'll give you an exclusive Jock and Nerd podcast. It's all bunch of bonus content, instant reactions to movies, new whole episodes, little bits of audio, post shows. And here, let me just read you the title of the last thing I posted on Patreon. If this doesn't make you want to join, I don't know what will. The title of the last piece of audio from our last post show is The Jock St. Patrick Day Blackout Story. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
If that's not worth $1 a month, listener, you're fucking high because it's hilarious. It's a great story. Check it out. Thanks for sharing, Anthony.
If you've ever lived the movie The Hangover,
yes,
that's what that's like.
Only real. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Links in the show notes.
Somewhat scary.
It was scary, and like it was a story.
Scary in hindsight.
It could have
at the time, living in the moment. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, because we even talk about it afterwards. I was like, "Wow, you got fucking lucky. Like it could have went really bad the other way. Yet it ended up being a delightful and awesome story instead.
Super charming. Yeah."
There's a little bit of geek boner in the story. I think it's also time. Let's share some more comments from our awesome listeners. Daniel Nosker, co-host of the Geek Street Podcast. Check that one out, listener. It's a good show.
We got to get that guy on.
We got to get him and Joe on, which is his partner. We also got to get David Malofsky and Scott Meridew, who they're doing Pod Capers, and I have an awesome comment from them. We got to get them on because I love Scott Meridew's neurotic British voice. It's fucking hilarious.
He's like you, like
yes.
When you go full Charlie Day, like he's just like you.
With a British accent, just makes it more funny though. It just there's something about that. So Daniel Nosker writes, "Happy birthday, Pod! What has been your favorite interview you guys have done? Also, have you thought about doing a podcast network? Congrats, guys." So good question. Here's who we interviewed in the last year. By the way, we had a bunch of great interviews. A year ago, it started with Jim McPike, who was a friend of Andrew Guild, who's a wrestler, went to writing comics, and Jim now writes for A Place to Hang Your Cape.
He's also don't discredit the man's fucking knowledge of history.
And he was in the military, and he is a history buff. He knows his shit. That was a fun episode with him. Then we did free comic
just
book.
Another time where you had a random dude we never met.
The amount of like random people, strangers I've let into my house to record podcasts is I'm surprised I haven't been killed yet.
Somewhat scary.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary, just like Anthony's blackout story on St. Patrick's Day. A little scary, but always ends up fun.
You gotta live on the wild side.
You gotta
just let random strangers in your house.
That's right. I don't care if I can come on in. Anybody's welcome. We did free comic book day part 1 and 2 at Pastimes where we met a shitload of people. Elliot Serrano and Mr. Antihero, who came back over and over again to do a review. We made friends with him. That was a fun show. Sportscaster Lawrence Holmes, Anthony. This was I think this is a special one for you.
I do remember that one, and he's a name in sports radio here. So I
in Chicago, and he's a big comic book geek, and it was really cool. He's both jock and nerd. That was a great interview. Then we talked to Chris Barrett, game designer who works at Bungie. He worked on the Destiny expansion pack, and Ruggs, you said Destiny 2 is possibly coming out soon.
Yeah, it's coming out soon.
There's a lot of buzz for that.
Well, they're starting to reveal stuff. I think there's going to be a tease for it sometime this month because there's a new download that's coming at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And, there's always adding more content. So I think they might have a tease for Destiny 2 somewhere after that.
That one listener, one of our most popular interviews because of Destiny. And we're not big gamers. The only reason I got Chris is we went to art school together 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to catch up with some of my art school buddies, which is what I use this show for, because I'm a shitty friend. I haven't said that in a while. Remember that?
I remember that.
That was a good
one. And then you should be doing your own podcast. You should totally get your own podcast. Yeah, you
I haven't done that one. I haven't done that one in a while. However, like Daniel Nosker and David Wolofsky, they've all started their own podcast, so it rubs off in weird ways. I haven't done that in a while. And then we did G-Fest, which we had interviews with August Ragone and Cute Girls, and I Broke Stuff, and Nick Shev. John Bellotti was on that. They came into town. That's a fun episode. Still, that's a great one. Then we had Jeff Hillier, part of Dead X Radio, who's the ghost hunter. Remember him? We were talking about catching spirits, and that was the last Blab show because Blab shut down the day after.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we got one in. Then we talked to Kate Amutazo from See Here's a Thing, who we did Trivia Geeks with recently. We have to go on her show because she wants us to come on a year later. She came on our show. Billy Presida, Man Whore Podcast.
I'm sure. I think it is. I think it is your favorite show.
Wait, Ruggs, the Billy Presida show is your favorite? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, like now that we have to answer this question, not funny, posed to us.
Yes.
You just rattled something in my brain. That's my favorite show.
Okay, yeah, he was a lot of sexy talk in that one.
If you haven't heard this show, it's our least downloaded show.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, it's hilarious.
Then we talked to David C. Hayes, the writer, and also the guy in the Jimmy Eat World video, the big fat guy.
Wow, just straight out the gate, big fat guy we got on the show.
David doesn't care. He knows.
Right.
We talked to him. Remember,
Right.
He's cool. He's cool. Then we followed that up with a couple of independent comic book artists, writers that we got from David Malofsky from Place to Hang Your Cape overseas in London. Brett Uren. Did I get that right? I kept calling him Uren.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I'm glad I called him right. Who did Torso Bear, and John Locke, who did, was it Afterlife? Those guys were nice. It was great geeking out with creators. I love that. Scott Larson came by to tell us about Haunted Chicago. That was a fun one because then he talked about that ballroom where they held the ghost conference and then the ballroom fucking burned down a week later. Oh, shit. That was odd.
It's weird.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That was very weird. And then this one of last year, one of my top favorite is Floyd Norman, legendary Disney animator Floyd Norman, who we were able to talk to because he had a documentary come out, Floyd Norman Animated Life, made by another art school friend of mine, Eric Sharkey, and we talked to him previously the year before, and he got us Floyd Norman, and the guy was so nice, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm talking to this guy who's been working at Disney since the first black animator to be hired at Disney in the 50s to work on Sleeping Beauty, and he's still working and drawing today, all these decades later.
I'd like to change my favorite to that.
Okay, all right, that's your new favorite.
I was joking before.
I think I thought I detected a hint of sarcasm in your previous comment.
A little sarcasm.
And then Greg Schiegel, cartoonist Greg Schiegel, friend of Scott Weinstein, another guy I went to art school with who works at Saturday Night Live. Greg Schiegel was awesome. He's got a book out by Image called Pix. And then I threw in the Adam Morris, Science is Superheroes.
That's awesome.
Because that was kind of an interview. So those were fun interviews. I think Floyd Norman of the last year was my favorite. Anthony, do you have a favorite?
I mean, they're all fun in their own ways. I don't want to bash any of one of the interviews.
Right? It's hard to be
I got a and not just because I got laid, but the Godzilla show for me is just, it's so wacky. The circumstances around it, like meeting John Bellotti in person, us recording the show in a fucking vegan restaurant that was fucking empty, and we weren't served for 20 minutes. Yeah. And Imran's just setting up shop. Like, I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, you're just setting up shop in someone's random ass place. The whole event, the whole thing. I mean, who would have, I'd never been to G-Fest. I'd been to G-Fest maybe when I was a kid, so I had no idea what to expect. There being hot girls like that. Whoa, what the fuck? The after party? Oh my God.
Because of this podcast, Anthony got laid. Who gets laid at G-Fest, for fuck's sake? Only the Jock could pull that shit off. You can't write this shit, people. Like, you could not have written that show to go that way.
We need to fly Rugboy's puppet ass in there for the next one.
Next year, Ruggs. This year, maybe you come visit for G-Fest.
I'll see if I can get in Belotti's suitcase.
I think you would
start drawing some shit. Maybe Ruggs can sell some prints.
Yeah, we'll get you a little table. Your table will be like underneath Belotti's table because you don't need as much height, We save some space. And you sell Rugboy prints. So
it's my footprint.
And then to comment on No Scare's other question, have we thought about doing a podcast network? Look, Well, I would.
What's that mean?
So basically, we are part of some network. So this is actually a good opportunity to shout out the other places you can find us. So places like We Be Geeks. If you go to webegeeks.com, you will find us there. And a Tangent Bound network, the Lounge Network, and a place to hang your cape. The show is carried on all these websites. Check them out. But basically, like We Be Geeks, it's a website that has a bunch of podcasts on one website. Like they're independent, but then this is just a collection.
Like a spinoff or something?
No, we post our show
it's like
there.
a network of, it's just a website where there's like,
Geek
it doesn't
podcasts.
even necessarily have to be geek podcasts. It could be just a website with different genres of podcasts, and you're all part of the same network.
So, for example, if we were to start a podcast network, it would be like the Jock and Nerd Podcast Network. Our show will be up there. I would have Daniel Nosker, Geek Street Podcast, Podcapers, like all our friends' independent shows. And it is a good way to cross-promote.
Also, maybe like Imran, instead of like has his own show where he talks about, who knows what he fucking talks about, Muslims.
Right, and it could be its
and
own
I can
thing.
talk like I could have my own show where I talked about like UFC. Like you could have like all these other things, which is something I proposed to Imran way back if we ever made it. And we still haven't made it, so we're not doing that.
Listen, I barely.
Great idea.
It's a great idea, but I have barely enough time.
That was also going to be my answer
on a week-by-week basis.
I'll default to Imran. Imran, do you want to create a podcast network? No? Okay, we're not doing it.
Listen, look, as much as, here's the thing, and I have ideas for like 10 shows. I could do 10 different podcasts. As much as I would like to do more different podcasts, it would detract from this main show. So I'm actually...
No, you'd also know what it would detract from? We could do it.
Yeah.
We would just have to quit our jobs.
If we were making enough money on the Patreon to do this full time, fuck yeah, I'd want to give you guys more. I would love to give you more. But I'm actually kind of proud of myself that I've kind of focused, and I keep telling myself, just do this one and do it the best you can. It's been 2 years. I'm having a blast. I love this show. I'm fully invested. I don't want to pull like a Legends of Tomorrow on the DC verse, on the CW verse, you know? You add these shows, the rest of the shows become shit because now you're spread thin. So unless people want to help, but the podcast network, I don't see it happening in the near future.
Sorry, Daniel.
Maybe check back in another couple of years.
When I first started doing this, right, when I was doing it with you guys, I was like, I'm going to do another podcast of my own.
Yes.
And I never did it because I'm too lazy. So it's just not going to happen.
What I do like doing is I love being involved with the Blazing Caribou studio people doing Trivia Geeks and Sketch and Comedy, because I just show up and be an ass for like an hour, and then I send them the file, and then they do everything. Like, that's great. They got like 50 volunteers working for free. They got a huge network of people. That works out, but man, it's a lot of work. Look, I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this, listener. Believe it or not.
It's true. We do nothing.
You do put in a lot of work.
We put in a lot of work.
No, I would say we do, but no, you fucking do.
No, because as I said in the beginning of the show, I get all these show notes. These motherfuckers just show up and read stuff and click things, and they're like, "What are we talking about?" But listen, with help from great friends like Matt Delhauer, we've also have this awesome series. What the fuck happened? And
with great friends comes great responsibility.
Great something.
Wait, that's
something.
not how that goes.
No, I forget. Is that a saying?
We have good guests and good guest shows. That's one of them.
Yes, Delhauer is the best. If you are a regular listener, you know the What the Fuck Happened series. This year we gave you Batman and Robin. That was fantastic. Green Lantern. I started our Ryan Reynolds trend there, and then we did R.I.P.D., another shitty Ryan Reynolds comic book superhero movie. He has a ton of them, people. But I don't know what to do next, you guys. Any thoughts? I was kind of leaning to, I think it feels like a good time to do Wolverine Origins.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right? And it's another, and I was like, I can't do another Ryan Reynolds movie after R.I.P.D., but here we are.
Wolverine Origins is like a movie that like one of the movies that the X-Men franchise itself wants to forget. Like the people that make X-Men.
Yes.
Are like, no, we're never acknowledging that movie.
I haven't touched that movie since it came out.
Right? It would be
so
great
bad
to revisit, especially with Logan, the awesome Logan that just came out, probably the best X-Men movie, the best superhero movie in a while.
It's crazy that they went from that to Logan.
That's why I think we should look at Origins to see where it came from.
Like,
and how
granted,
shitty
it's like it's a franchise. It's already like Logan was already established, the character, but like to start off, it's a quasi franchise, I guess. But to start off the Wolverine franchise with that shitty a movie, and then to end with a great one, like that's never happens. It's usually like a great movie that starts a franchise.
It goes the other way.
It goes the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a weird evolution.
This wasn't the Mangold. It was Gavin Hood.
That was so bad, dude.
And it was not.
It was so. I remember sitting in the theater.
2009.
And Silver Wolf or whatever, Silver Fox dies, the girl.
Yeah.
And he's holding her and she's all bloody and he just screams up into the crowd, like up into the sky. And he's like, nah. And everyone's like, the whole theater just started laughing. And this is like a midnight showing. Like, this is the hardcore fan that's going to see this. And they're like, what the fuck are we watching right now?
That's not.
Right, so I guess the decision is made.
I think that might. I think it's a good time, Delhauer. It's a good time to do Wolverine Origins.
I don't know if you guys remember too,
Logan.
but Patrick Stewart looked like a fucking furry because he was completely CGI.
Oh, that's
when he
right.
shows up at the end. That wasn't actually Patrick Stewart.
Why couldn't they just shoot him?
I don't know.
I don't understand. It's not like the guy was dead. It's like
must have been an actor.
I don't know why they CGI'd him in, but he looked terrible. Also, the claws have never looked worse for some reason.
They were like really like rubbery and just fucking shitty
CGI
looking, wobbly. Yeah. What about Masters of the Universe?
Oh man,
I
kind of
would like to do that one.
That movie's so terrible.
It's so bad, it's good though. That's the thing. Like I would enjoy revisiting that. It's been a while.
I've seen it recently.
I haven't seen it recently. It's been a while.
They ever going to do that again? Is that even popular enough? I mean, from my perspective,
I think they should do it.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I don't see anyone in my age group liking
He-Man.
that, remembering that shit at all.
Nobody
but
I think
that's your guys' age.
Right, I think if you do it right, people will go.
Listen, in a day where they're just Disney's just redoing all their animated movies as live action, give me a Masters of the Universe, huh? How about you put some money in something new? Speaking of which, I did want to check in real quick.
Masters of the
Universe. That's not new. Sorry.
Well, some of that's not been properly
Something
done.
old and new. I did.
Like the Mario movie, that wasn't the Mario Brothers. That was just some other bullshit.
That could give me something old that I like. I just real quick, let's take a look at the box office of Beauty and the Beast because I'm kind of curious.
I have it actually pulled up. So you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
As of March 22nd, so a day before today, which is March 23rd, which we are recording on, 217 and 700 mil.
In 6 days. Oh shit!
Yeah, 244 world.
That's the power of the pussy.
244 foreign. So worldwide 462.
Holy shit! It's almost at $500 million in 6 days worldwide. Opening weekend, Anthony.
Opening weekend. Let me click on it.
Is that like the biggest opening ever?
It's 174 opening weekend. I'll pull up some stats here for you guys.
Shit. 174 million.
I've had friends that have seen it and they're like, it's just okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that great. Yeah.
No, I've heard a lot of people say they didn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, they thought it was okay, but it didn't bring anything new.
Production budget of 160 million. I didn't know Dan Stevens, the guy, it's the Legion guy, right?
He's the Beast.
He plays the Beast, and I read that the mocap they did, like he was on stilts and he had like a big pack on, and so he had to mocap the shit like walking around on stilts.
All right, so sorry to our international audience, but this is just opening weekends domestically. Beauty and the Beast ranks 6th.
Whoa!
The 5 movies ahead are Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Marvel's The Avengers, Jurassic World, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens. You notice a trend with those 6 movies?
Yeah.
5 of them are Disney produced.
Yeah.
Or in Disney's property now.
Buena Vista Studio.
They're fucking making money.
Fucking Jurassic World snuck in there.
Jurassic World is like the surprise for like the past movie. 2 or 3 summers. Like that movie no one thought was going to make that amount of money.
Damn, it's 6 at all-time opening weekends. And it's only been 6 days. Where this thing is going to go.
It's going to make, at least, if you look at the numbers around it, it's going to make probably 400 mil here and probably $1 billion worldwide or more.
Easy billion. I wonder if the word of mouth will slow it down at all. But
I don't think it matters to kids.
No.
I don't think it matters to little kids. And there's such a nostalgia factor with that movie.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not interested in seeing it at all.
I have to admit, I'm slightly interested, but with my friends telling me no, I probably won't see it in the theaters. But dude, they're redoing the songs. It's the songs, man.
But they're not all in there, and I think there's different songs.
Yeah, there might be different songs, but those songs, whatever the Beauty and the Beast song is, it might be just Beauty and the Beast. is
Tales Old as Time.
When that fucking hit in the trailers.
John Legend, Ariana Grande.
Yeah, when that hit in the trailers, I got the feels, man. Tale as Old as Time.
I want to see Jungle Book, and I still haven't seen that
either. Heard that's good.
Yeah.
Favreau's doing Lion King.
Now he's doing Lion King. Man, that that movie is
They're just printing money.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. They're just playing it safe, printing up money. That's what they're doing.
So we could talk. We could talk a little bit of news because I got a couple of Twitter comments that relate to the news. One from
I put some stuff in Zencaster.
I see that. We'll get to that. One from David Malofsky, based on our last episode. We were talking about Sony doing the Venom movie.
Yeah.
He said the best way to do a Venom movie now would be for Spidey to get the symbiote while in space during Infinity War.
Geek boner.
And I was like, oh shit, that's actually a pretty good idea. I mean, that movie's going to be overstuffed as it is.
That's a good idea.
But I don't know. Is Infinity War
2018 and 2019? So for Spider-Man or for a Venom movie to come out to be in continuity, they'd have to do it in 2018.
Venom's coming out October 2018.
Oh, it might work. Because Infinity War
I think
comes
that's coming out in the summer.
2018.
In May? Yeah. So
I don't think that they thought about this. Because isn't Fox doing
No, Sony is, but there's a weird deal where Sony and Marvel are sharing Spider-Man, but Marvel will allow Sony to make these spin-off films, and I don't think they have to necessarily connect, which is going to be strange.
So let's talk about the one link you put in here, Ruggs, about more spin-off Spider-Man movies planned at Sony. They have plans for a Silver Sable and Black Cat movie.
Yeah.
It's been in the works for some time. It says Westworld's Lisa Joy Nolan was previously developing a script, and it's going to be done by screenwriter Chris Yost, who did Thor: The Dark World and Thor: Ragnarok. And Chris Yost co-created X-23. Here, look, I love Spider-Man. A Black Cat, Silver Sable, Venom, great characters. Here's what some of this is rubbing me the wrong way is they're only good when they're supporting characters for Spider-Man.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I want to see a whole Black Cat and Silver Sable movie. First of all, I don't think nobody knows who the fuck Silver Sable is, or even Black Cat.
Right.
I don't understand how you could do this.
I'll give you the perspective from the more casual when it comes to Spider-Man. Black Cat, for me, Catwoman impersonation. It's just Silver Sable. Never fucking heard of this. Are we talking about Cable here? Or are we talking about a woman? What are we talking about?
It is a woman. So Black Cat dates to 19.
Is this Cable's friend, Silver Sable?
Silver Sable Cable. No, they got nothing to do. So in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
All right, now educate me.
Okay, so Black Cat created 1979 by Marv Wolfman, Keith Pollard, Amazing Spider-Man 149. She is a cat burglar, but she has like bad luck powers.
Catwoman, right?
Yeah, but she has powers. She has bad luck powers. She can manipulate probabilities. So when you're trying to fight her, shit just goes wrong. Like you slip, something lands on you for no reason. Bad luck powers. In Amazing Spider-Man 2.
She's like a taskmaster.
Yes, a little bit. Her real name is Felicia Hardy.
Read things.
Yes. And in the comic books right now, well, there's that great bit where when Octopus was Superior Spider-Man, he punched her in the face. She thought it was Peter, and she's pissed at him, and she's still gathering all the criminals she fucking hates Spider-Man now. But in the comic books, traditionally, she was in love with Spider-Man, but did not like it when he was Peter Parker. It was just not as exciting.
He's in love with the guy in the mask.
Yeah, she was in love with the exciting superhero. Her real name is Felicia Hardy. In Amazing Spider-Man 2, Felicity Jones's character was actually called Felicia Hardy. I don't know if they were going to make her a Black Cat or not. But again, you see how Black Cat works off of Spider-Man. Silver Sable, on the other hand, created by Tom DeFalco, Ron Frenz, 1985, Amazing Spider-Man 265. She's from the fictional European nation Simcaria. She's a trained mercenary who has a company called Silver Sable International, funds a team called the Wild Pack, and she's just like a female Punisher mercenary type. She has no powers. She likes to shoot guns. She can fight. She's also been romantically involved, I believe, a little bit with Spidey, right, Ruggs?
I have a soft spot for these two characters because remember I was talking to you about that artist named Mark Beecham?
Yes.
There was a time where he was the artist for Spider-Man, and he was drawing both of these characters. Like Peter was like going back and forth between the both of them.
Oh shit, he was double dipping.
And he was just drawing these girls scantily clad all the time,
Nice.
and it was just amazing. But that's when comics used to be like, cool and stuff. So like I always envisioned it as, okay, you got Silver Sable, she's a mercenary, she's a gun for hire. They need to steal something, so she needs the Black Cat to do a mission. You can call it Black and Silver, and then when Venom finally comes along, they can be the third part and round out the team to 3. And they're all black and white or black and silver.
They are all kind of color coded. That is true.
Yeah.
See, and like I don't know if they're going to are they planning to do 3 separate movies. I don't know. I don't know about this. Unless you introduce them in a Spider-Man
seems like
movie.
to me kind of a disaster.
A little bit. I think they're looking for an R-rated property to fucking shove down
that's
people's
Venom.
throats. Yeah.
The Black Cat and Silver. I mean,
nobody gives a fuck.
It's gonna be unless it's connected.
Yeah.
There's an R-rated property that they're trying to get together called The Pro. Have you heard of that?
No, what's The Pro? Is it about a hooker?
It's about a hooker with superpowers.
Oh shit!
This dude who's trying to start like a super team like the Avengers, like comes to her and says, "Hey, you want to be part of our team?" And she's like got this shady past. She's a hooker, but it's just her story about trying to assimilate into this team.
Oh, I did see it's from Image, and they just picked up a movie deal.
Yeah, that's definitely an R rating if you can handle that.
First published in 2002, so they just got a movie deal. Huh. That's good.
They're not going to make that try to be a huge thing. It's going to be like it's R rating, and they're going to try to make like 50 million, 60 million off of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, these R-rated movies. I mean, it feels like that everybody's jumping on this bandwagon because of Deadpool.
Yep.
But I mean, Kick-Ass and Wanted, they were both R-rated movies.
Blade,
they were.
Yeah, Blade, and Kingsman: Secret Service.
So we've always had,
but none of those they've been like good, but none of those have had the financial success. But Deadpool was really like the one where it was like, oh wow, we can make a lot of money.
Yeah,
he's got a big name,
and just the state of like the public's awareness for superhero movies is completely different now. Making it seem even like these are the first times this has happened, but it's not.
I loved Kick-Ass. I own that movie, actually.
I like Kick-Ass. Some people don't like it.
It's a great satire.
Some people don't like Mark Millar because he's over the top and it's very violent, but that's what I enjoy about the Mark Millar stuff.
Well, see, Kick-Ass 1 is good. Kick-Ass 2 is...
I don't even remember
that's
the
like
sequel.
more. That's Mark Millar, even more unhinged. But Kick-Ass 1 had Matthew Vaughn. That's why it was good.
Yeah.
They'd had him do
I think that losing Vaughn hurt that movie a lot.
Matthew Vaughn doing Man of Steel 2. What do you guys think?
What's that, Man of Steel 2?
They were looking at Matthew Vaughn possibly to direct Man
it.
of Steel 2. I think that's good too.
I like it.
If he can make he can make Man of Steel. He can do it.
He also did X-Men First Class, which I really enjoyed.
Which is one of the better X-Men series movies. And he was saying things
And
like,
also,
look,
X-Men First Class had a really like shitty production too, and he made it good. He made it good.
It was troubled.
Oh yeah, they had to make that film like real. Like he got dropped that film real quick, and like they had to. It was a tight production.
Wow, he saved that fucking movie then, if that's the case, because that, like we said, is one of the better X-Men movies. And he said stuff like Superman should be colorful and not sad, and like he gets it. I think he gets the character and doesn't hate him like a certain other director does.
Are you guys seeing the Justice League stuff that's been coming out?
Let's
They're
get
releasing
to
a
that.
trailer Saturday.
They're releasing the trailer Saturday. They've been putting out these teasers. We have an Aquaman teaser, a Batman teaser. I saw a Flash teaser, real short.
There's a Flash one?
There's a Flash one, and they're
seen
also
the Flash one yet.
I'm sure if you go to comicbook.com or CBR, they're all
They're
up
doing the
there.
character posters too.
Then they're doing the character posters. So we have a comment from Matthew Lawrence, MJ Law 83 on Twitter. Joey Lawrence's brother. Whoa. He asked, why does the Justice League keep saying unite the seven? Are they saying a lantern will join by the end? And I think, yes, they have hinted that there will be a Green Lantern in this movie.
Yeah.
I have this article here Well, I have this.
There better be. If you're going to go with the marketing title Unite the Seven and
Yes.
not have a seventh superhero, that'd be real stupid.
Plus, my dyslexic ass,
It'll be Booster Gold.
I keep reading it as untie the 7. And I'm like, why do you got to untie the 7? This doesn't make sense. But that's not what it says.
No, it's not what it says.
Henry Cavill in March is dropping some teases. So he posted a picture on Instagram of himself like working out. And he says, since I came off the old knee injury, I've been steadily increasing my training workload. I know it's irritating when people say this, but it genuinely does feel so good to be back in it. I'm not destroying myself every day, just working towards improvement by pushing hard enough to elicit change. Nothing funny to post here. It's deadly serious because I've got to make sure that I'm bigger than Green Lantern. Wait, what?
Oh,
And then that's what he puts in his post. So this was in March 14th. He posted this on Instagram. So there's got to be a Green Lantern.
It's got to be Idris Elba.
As Jon Stewart?
Yeah.
But he's already
huge.
He's already Heimdall. You can do both. But look, there's 7 people in the Justice League. We've only met 6 of them. But as far as these teasers, what do you guys? I mean, here's the thing: is by this time this show posts, listener, you will have seen the Justice League trailer.
When's the trailer coming out?
Saturday. So we'll be able to comment on it in full next episode. But for right now, we have these.
I'm not watching these little things.
You're not watching their little glimpses.
Watch the full trailer. Watch the full
They
trailer.
are just kind of cock teases. It's like literally.
There's not much.
No.
But I mean, according to like Kevin Helden from 365 Flicks, we're not allowed to have an opinion if it's negative on these things prior to the movie coming out. So
we haven't seen that. He's probably.
So with that being said,
agree with this.
He's probably wet himself after all this stuff already.
Right. He's probably like jacking off to these things as they come out. I mean, they're just fucking teasers. There's not much to say. They look cool, but it's literally taking the best footage from the movie of each character and putting it in 10 seconds.
And Ruggs, I agree.
Anyone can do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't watch these because I guarantee all these clips, if they'll be in the trailer. Like they're just gonna put these clips together, and there's your trailer, and it's gonna spoil the fucking trailer. But
I'd rather just see it in one trailer and then be done with it.
I thought they were only gonna do 1 or 2, and they kept coming out, and I was like, oh, another one, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore because I just want to see the whole trailer at once.
Yeah.
So it's out now as you're listening.
Get it.
Yeah. And we'll let you know what we'll break it down next week. But they're ramping up the Justice League.
We will.
Stuff.
We'll talk about it.
They're ramping up the Justice League.
Everything they've put out has been okay, somewhat. Some of the posters have been kind of.
Some of the posters have been weird. Look, the stuff looks great. That it always looks good out of context, which is like the best way to watch a Snyder movie is just.
Actually, I didn't like the Batman's
cowl.
His new design. His fucking
he's got a huge
his logo's
he's got a huge silver logo, very reminiscent to Clooney's costume in Batman vs Superman.
Shit.
With a big ass. Why,
weird.
if you are a creature of the dark, why do you have a fucking shiny silver giant bat logo on your chest? That's no way to hide in the shadows.
I don't know.
Yeah, I hate when they do that.
It's too big. I don't know. And the cowl, like the night owl goggles.
It looks too big. The goggles are kind of strange too. We'll see though. See how it looks.
I wish it was out now.
I don't have a lot of faith in this movie because I'm not. Even though we're not allowed to have opinions on movies prior to them coming out.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you know what you have? You have history.
Yes.
It's like I make this analogy. It's like if you go to a fucking restaurant and you've gone to that same goddamn restaurant twice before and they've served you complete shit.
You're like, this time.
What do you expect you're going to get the third time?
Maybe this time it'll be different.
Maybe this time Zack Snyder will change his ways and he'll learn how to cook.
And the chef is the exact same guy.
Right. It's the same team.
Same chef, same kitchen. This time, cook us a lovely dish of fucking whatever the fuck.
I mean, that fucking guy got Batman v Superman nominated for Razzies. I think it won more than a few Razzies, which is a joke.
It won a couple of them.
It's kind of like you go to the shitty restaurant, they have different waiters and they painted the place, but their food still sucks.
Right. Oh, we changed the theme a little bit.
Yeah.
We're now Colombian themed.
It's like that Seinfeld episode where with Babu Bhatt, he's like, you should make a Pakistani restaurant. There's no Pakistani restaurants. And he makes it and no one comes and he's pissed. He's like, you're a very bad man. You told me to make Pakistani restaurant. Where are the people? It's no good. I want to read a little birthday wish from David Malofsky. He sent a comment on Facebook, and he's got stuff for each of us. So there's some good questions in here. He says, all right, guys, listen up. Your show has traveled far and wide. So far and wide, in fact, that you have earned the wrath of an old Polish gypsy. The gypsy curses each of you with a choice. Rugboy. The gypsy offers to turn you into a real boy, but with a puppet-sized slack hole, or remain a felty with no slack hole. What do you choose, Rugs?
So this means that I don't need anybody in my slack hole. I could just run around without a slack hole.
You're basically Ted from the movie.
Yeah. And if I turn into a real boy, I have a gaping hole.
You're going to have a gaping asshole walking around with you. Which do you choose?
Am I going to die from? I don't have enough information here. Am I going to die from this?
Not if you keep a plug in it and keep it clean and, use some rubbing alcohol every now and then to clean it.
I don't know. It's a toss of a coin. I'm like so used to being a felty.
Choose wisely.
I guess I'll just remain a felty with no slack hole.
With no slack hole, you got no strings. You'd be like Pinocchio. Or see, the other thing is, does that mean you're just limp and you can't operate?
Well, why would that would obviously be the worst of the two then. Then I'd have to be a regular boy.
No, he's walking around.
Ruggs is going to turn into Ted. Remains a felty with no slack hole.
I would rather, because if I became a real boy, then no one would give a fuck.
That's true. You have to stay a felty.
I love when we get to this weird point in the show where we're discussing something that is completely made up.
Rugboy, it's not made up. Rugboy's a puppet.
Yes, it is.
And he has a slack hole.
Oh my. Okay, fine, whatever.
Look, you saw the videos on YouTube. The puppet exists. Okay, my curse. David Malofsky writes, the gypsy curses you to choose between having Spider-Man be the only superhero you could see, so only reading comics and watching movies, TV shows with Spidey, or the opposite, having every superhero except Spider-Man. You will still be aware of the comics and films happening either way.
Before you answer this question, this answer is easy for 90.9% of the population. But I feel like you've struggled with this answer.
Oh my God, how did you know? You fucking nailed it. Shit. I was wrestling with this back and forth. I was like, wow, it seems really boring to have, only Spider-Man. It would be great to have a bunch of heroes as variety, but I would miss the Spider-Man, and Spidey's meant so much to me. So I flip back and forth, but ultimately I'm going with the boring answer. I will take only Spider-Man. Geek Boner.
Oh my God.
I'm okay.
That's the wrong answer.
That's like getting married. Right? You're marrying Spider-Man. You're going fucking anything else. It's
the worst answer.
Look, I got to stay true to my...
I knew, like I said, 99.9% of the population would choose the other one.
Well,
it wouldn't be a hard decision.
That's why I am what I am.
You there's no way that Spider-Man Homecoming will disappoint you. There's no way. You will love that movie. Well, there's no way.
I'm sharpening my knives now.
I will be smiling the whole time, that's for sure. But if they fucking pander to fucking little kids too much, I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, you watch Powerless.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm waiting for it to get good.
You still watch it.
Okay, Anthony, your curse is to become a Middle Eastern puppet. To break the curse, you must seduce 3 women without the aid of alcohol. However, you can choose anyone who has ever been a guest on the show to be your wingman. Who do you choose? That's a weird question.
I've got 2 answers for this.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a fucking weird question.
That's a weird question.
So I'm assuming I'm a puppet, right? I'm a Middle Eastern
puppet trying to score.
Yeah, you're basically me.
Okay.
So
I guess in that case, I would have to have another puppet, which would be Ruggs. So that's my one choice, Ruggs, because we just grow out as puppets together.
I gotcha.
But if I'm trying to see, this is tough because if I really want to seduce humans, I've met Bilotti, and he's tall, and he's a somewhat good looking guy, and he's got a good personality. So I would choose Bilotti as well. It'd be
a good
tough.
Answer. So you have,
maybe.
Well, if you have to get laid, I think you're better off with Bilotti.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
But
me and the other puppet. Well, me and the other puppet being Rugboy, that would be that'd be easier to digest because you're oh shit, 2 puppets, there's a family. But if I'm one puppet with a tall guy, Like, wait, what the fuck is this puppet doing here? But then I have this tall, good-looking guy next to me, so maybe he cancels that out. So I don't know.
I don't know how two puppets bag some chicks without booze. I find that's going to be hard.
Without booze?
Yeah, without the... Okay.
Yeah.
I can totally do it.
Rugboy's got some sills. And then he says at the end, and also,
Listen,
happy birthday, guys. Go ahead. What do you got to do? How do you do it?
I'm just saying, like, Elisa Jordana, she liked me.
That's true, man. Elisa was in love with Rugboy.
Yeah, so I could probably I could have closed it.
You could have closed that. You charmed Benji's girlfriend.
They're not together
if Benji
anymore.
could fuck her. If Benji could fuck her, so could I.
Are they not? They're not together anymore.
No,
I thought I read that.
She's been like writing. Yes,
I think I'm the reason.
I think they broke up over Rugboy. I think you're right. She's like writing blogs and shit. I saw. What would
the first few weeks that we were on her show? She was texting me like every day.
I know, dude. She was all over Rugboy's slack hole. Yeah. She's like, "Come on the show, come." She wanted you on her show like every day.
Yeah,
and they did like a week.
She doesn't listen to this show,
Yeah,
so
doesn't matter.
I can eat a little bit. Her show was so bad. It's so bad.
Truth comes out.
Shit.
I remember watching it, and like Ruggs would be making jokes, and like this was like the first time Ruggs came on, and it would just go right over her fucking head. I was dying laughing at some of the stuff he was saying.
Yeah,
you were funny. You're the line where you go like you're talking about something. You're like this asshole who has his hand up my ass. Like I was fucking dying right there, and she just like moved on from it, like straight face. Like what is he talking about, dude? Just moved on.
The appeal of her show, it was literally the same thing as all the Real Housewives shows. It was a bunch of assholes with fake problems just arguing with each other, and that was it. That was the appeal. You go watch this to watch fucking.
You basically what she would do is she had a whole system. She would pick one person to like be like the focus for that day,
right,
and everybody else that she's had on in the past would get jealous,
right,
and start ripping this person apart.
Yep.
So that was the whole system.
It was kind of brilliant, though. Like, that's a good hook, because she would get a lot of people watching, but that whole, and that was on...
Some of the comments on the side, too, were like, people were trying to one-up each other with their witty shit.
That could be funny.
Yeah.
That was funnier than her.
That was funny, yeah.
Yeah. The commenters were brutal. Remember, I came on and they were like, "Who the fuck is this asshole?" They're like, "What is this? Steven Spielberg?" They thought I had like a hat on. They were just brutal.
Yeah, they were like, when I came on, they're like, "Who's this Asian with the swim cap on?" And I was wearing a hat.
You're wearing a hat backwards.
I was wearing a hat backwards. Who's the Asian with a swim cap? I'm like, what the fuck?
But they gave me awards and shit.
Yeah, you won a Kermit and Friends award. You were like favorite Felty. That platform, remember Spreecast? That shit shut down also.
Yeah, so all of these live streaming casting things are
it's
over.
Still evolving.
Yeah, they're
gonna figure out a way to monetize that stuff.
Yeah.
What that one is still going. What's that one?
There's now there's Fire Talk and Be Live TV and
no, but what's the one that everybody uses? The one
Facebook Live?
No, it's a streaming. The other streaming thing.
Ustream?
No, that's not it either.
I see. I don't even know. Oh,
no, it's not Twitch.
I don't even know where the
one that you do from your phone all the time.
Oh, is it the Smile Time?
No,
there's all these.
It's the first one that ever came out that everybody was doing, and I don't remember the name of it anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Snapchat Roulette?
No,
not
Chat Roulette.
Roulette. Chat Roulette was great. That was crazy. Rugs, what is this?
Dudes beating off.
What is this about?
You just get a dude beating off, hoping that he's gonna match with some chick.
Dude, our morning WGN news, the news show here, which is really fun and wacky, they would do Chat Roulette live on the air. And I'm like, how could you? And they would just do random people. I was like, what if a fucking guy's dick pops up? How are you doing this? When people at the other end would never believe they were on TV. It was a lot of fun. But that was a risky move. You don't do that live. You don't know what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. Ruggs, what is this about Felicity Smoke getting a costume?
I don't know. I just read it, and I thought you'd like to see it. It looks like a weird-ass costume, but...
This link has concept art. Executive producer Mark Guggenheim shared concept art for Felicity wearing a mask and a purple cape. The post did not say which character Emily Bett Rickards will be playing, but it did confirm she will be appearing in the upcoming Legends of Tomorrow episode Doom World. So the girl who designed this worked on the designs for Hawkgirl, White Canary, the Atom, Firestorm, Vixen, and more. The mask isn't horrible.
It's not bad, I guess. She just looks like another Arrow person.
Yeah, she looks like another CW DC-verse person. So in Legends, they've been trying to put together the Spear of Destiny, the Legion of Doom. It's been kind of fun.
Yeah, not really.
It's still Doctor. Who cares?
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, I'm going to read another piece of email from Jimmy the Geek, our buddy Jimmy Grabbin. He writes, "Hey, fellas, congratulations on hitting the 2-year mark. Your show has become appointment listening for me every week, so I appreciate what you guys do. I actually just made a transition into a new career, so I'm actually not in the newsroom anymore. The transition is a good thing, though. I have better hours and will get home to be with my son, who is due in April. Oh, congrats. Luckily, I get to listen to you guys now on my morning commute, so I'm breaking up the show over 3 days, so even better. Awesome reviews on both Logan and Kong Skull Island. I saw Logan and loved it. Right now, I have it right behind The Dark Knight on my all-time superhero movie list. Didn't get to see Kong yet, but after hearing the review, I might just stream that at a later date. Looking forward to hearing your review of Iron Fist, though the early part of the season is dragging, so I hope it gets better. I had an idea for something you could do for your anniversary show. How about compiling an all-time superhero list? Maybe a top 5? Each of you could come up with a list and why that hero means so much to you. The rankings can be based on comics, movies, TV, anything that makes you love the character. I think that would make for a great 2-year show since it's a big subject to take on. Anyways, that's just an idea I had, but I'm sure whatever you do will be awesome. I don't know. Is it awesome so far, Jimmy? You tell us. Keep doing what you guys do. It's really something. It really is something I look forward to every week. In today's society filled with so much negativity and bullshit, it's nice to have an escape with you guys to have some fun and discuss things we all love. Take care. Jimmy the Geek, sorry. Then he says, sorry, had one last thing to add. After our baby is born, we are going to name him after Rugboy.
Oh, shit.
That's
really?
No, that's not what he said. He's actually going to name him.
What a dick.
They're going to name him Imran. They're going to name him Imran, it says. No, it doesn't say that either. He says, after our baby is born, my wife and I have planned our first outing, seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at the IMAX. She is the definition of a keeper. Wow, Congrats, Jimmy. Going to be a daddy. That's awesome. And April is a great month for birthdays because I was born in April. It's coming up. You get Aries. They're very creative.
Don't you turn, 72?
I will be 96 No, I'm just going to be 63. Ew, I'm actually going to be 41.
Oh, shit.
By the way, it's Periscope, you fuck.
Oh, Periscope. That's still a thing?
No, but it's still around, isn't it?
It's still a thing. Periscope is good for like live news events when people are there. I don't know. There's too many fucking things. I don't know about top 5 all-time superhero list. I could do 5 right now.
I already do yours, Imran. Yep. Spider-Man, and Spider-Man.
Okay, you got one of those right.
Rugs, what does he want to know? Our favorites
all-time Rugs. Can you come up with 5 or 4? We can go around.
I want to come up with 5. Just come up with a couple.
Okay. Who wants to start?
Well, look. This is a stupid thing, right? Because 5, you're just gonna get Spider-Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Hulk, Daredevil, Wolverine.
You have 3. You have 3 of my top 5. You just said.
Yeah, well, everybody's gonna say the same 3 guys.
But I got 2. I got 2 different ones I can throw in.
Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
So. Kamala Khan, actually, Miss Marvel.
You love her.
When I saw this and how the care that was put to writing like a Pakistani home life, that this is a Pakistani girl from an immigrant family going to high school, and it was like a Pecky Spider-Man. I was like, this is great. I really the writer, G. Willow Wilson or G. Wilson. Well, she's a converted Muslim. She obviously hung out with a Pakistani family. Like, she uses Urdu words. She gets all the sayings right. I really love, and it's a great book. So I would add that to, and the other one that will join Spider-Man, Batman, Wolverine for me, obviously, is The Tick. Whoa. I thought when The Tick came out, it was the late 80s, and I was like, I would draw comics at home in the summer, and the absurdity of this character, I really loved. Like, I'd never read a comic book character that was like a satire of superheroes, but it was so great. Like, I love the humor. I love the absurdity. Like, in the beginning in the comic books, he would fight ninjas, like hundreds of ninjas, right? And they would all look the same, except everyone knew everyone else by first name, even the ninjas. Tick would be like, hey, Charlie, Dan, Mike, what's going on, to the ninjas? And they like knew each other by first name. It was hilarious. But I would add, so that would be my top 5. And of course, I don't have to explain why Wolverine, Batman, Spider-Man means a lot to me. Anthony, what do you got?
Batman is number 1 for me, always, forever. Spider-Man up there, of course. I like Spider-Man as a kid. Hulk. I always was a fan of the big, strong guys as a kid.
Yeah.
Now, recently, because of the movies, I really enjoy Captain America's character. And I'll go with a wild card. It's not really a character, but whenever Marvel gets the Illuminati together, I just eat that shit up.
Whoa, yes. That's a great one.
I'd like to just highlight a couple of characters that are off the beaten path.
Okay.
Talk about them a little bit. I mean, if you don't remember, if you grew up in the 90s, you're talking about Spawn.
Right? Spawn is a good one. Is he still relevant?
Right. Is he
Jay White? Michael J. White.
Michael J. White. Todd McFarlane.
He's a cool character. They pretty much exhausted him. Like, the greatness is gone. But I think that at the time, it was such a mysterious, kind of dark character.
It was huge.
I really liked.
Yeah.
And, it was huge. And then that made me think of like the other thing that came out of Image that I really loved and that also died out, which was Witchblade.
Oh,
which I thought was a really cool female character. She was a cop. She had this suit of armor that would that was mystical, that would form around her body and rip her clothes off. And she'd be badass. And I think that they're going to make a Witchblade movie. They've made a Witchblade anime.
There was a
that
TV
really cool.
show.
There was an anime too, and it was pretty sick. I mean, it wasn't canon. And then also I want to bring up my 2 favorite Valiant heroes, which is Shadow Man, which is fucking cool. They made a cool video game.
Was he the jazz saxophonist in New Orleans?
Yes, he was the guy. He was a jazz
that was a good book.
saxophonist, and he gets slipped a Mickey by this demon woman and he gets possessed by this demon, and basically this like crazy shaman tells him that he's got this demon that's possessing him at night, and when the night would fall, he would get possessed, and he would go out and fucking like get into trouble with zombies and all kinds of crazy shit, and it was always awesome. Now they've revamped him, and now it's like basically they say it's like the lineage of this guy's family. All these carriers of these demons, and it's really cool.
So Shadow Man is out in the new Valiant also.
Yeah, they just brought him out like recently. And then there's also Bloodshot.
Oh, Bloodshot's great.
Bloodshot and Rye, which is Bloodshot is like the first guy to get. He's basically this guy. It's like Universal Soldier, where they pump all these nanites into his blood, and even though he's kind of like he's dead, he's not dead, but he's practically without these nanites he'd be dead. So these nanites basically heal him and make him be able to. He could change his appearance. He could do anything, and when Bloodshot actually dies at the end of the comic, his blood is taken out and stored somewhere, and then in the future, they put it in this guy named Rye.
Oh, that is the connection, because they both have the red dot on their forehead.
Yeah, so he's the future version. He's the future in like the future Japan version of Bloodshot.
And they're similar, like white and red color scheme on both of the characters.
Yeah, they have like the rising sun on their chest. The nanites make that Japanese symbol.
Valiant has some good shit, man. I'm waiting for the day where they get some mainstream,
They're
exposure.
Sony has the rights to the movie,
Right on.
it's starting to pick up traction. And I think that besides the movies, I just think that if you haven't read Valiant stuff, you're missing out on some of the best written stuff or the best thought out stuff. Maybe not the best written stuff, but the best plotted. The ideas are great. Another thing is that I want to mention John Carter of Mars. The Warlord of Mars. Without that, then we would have no Superman. We would have nothing. He preceded all these guys by at least 20, 30 years.
Yeah, inspired all this.
And the whole Superman story of a guy from another planet coming to another planet and having powers, that was the reverse. John Carter came from Earth and went on that planet, and he had powers there. So that whole idea was Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, all of these things that we know of now were all He-Man, Masters of the Universe, any of that stuff was all based off of that type of shit.
This was because this came out 1917, listener. So this is what Schuster and Siegel
Star Wars.
read. This is it's what George Lucas probably read when he was a kid. It's what Stan Lee probably read when he was a kid. This was the book that inspired all this. That's a good call. Going back a little bit to
that movie just freaking failed.
Well, the movie was mishandled and mistitled, and they needed a
mistitled. That's
star.
The biggest thing is no one knew what the fuck that movie was about.
No, the title does not tell you a hint of what it's about.
And they don't really clearly in the movie explain what's going on either. So it's like, I mean, is it a good movie? I think it's, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like a 7.
It's a fun adventure, yeah, and the action is pretty good, but they didn't do a good job of world building.
You know who did release that?
Was that Disney, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was Disney.
Wow, that was a
They don't
bomb.
get everything right.
No, they don't. Maybe they'll make a animated version of the live action animation and just keep regurgitating it. Going back to Witchblade for a second, that was notable also because Michael Turner, the artist, he didn't he die of cancer?
Yeah,
and he was an amazing artist. And I remember in the early 2000s, these independent girl characters like Witchblade. Remember Chi by Bill Tucci?
Yeah,
these characters were huge at conventions. Like the shit was everywhere, and there was just these scantily clad women with big boobs.
But they were badass.
But they were badass characters.
Yeah, you had Zealot. You had all of those crazy girl. I mean, when you're sitting there looking at Marvel, trying to scratch your head, trying to find a cool female character, Image had shitloads of them.
Yeah, they were so big. I just remember the big banners everywhere at conventions. And then Spawn, the longest running independent book. It's over 280 issues still running. This is unheard of in independent comics for a title to have this much.
Savage Dragon's still going.
Savage Dragon is also still going. Mr. Eric Larson.
Yeah, but fuck him.
And then, of course, we don't have to, our top ones. You were right to say that we were all going to say Spider-Man, Batman, Wolverine.
Spider-Man, Batman is easy. Yeah. Those two are easy. Superman's not on anyone's top 5. I don't think.
Because
it's always DC fans love Batman, and Marvel fans it's Spider-Man, and those are the two. Superman is up there. He's the name that's up there, but no one actually likes Superman.
See, I threw Daredevil in there because he's the most well-written character of all time.
Yeah,
he's interesting as fuck.
Yeah,
he has got the best writers. His writers always kill it. They had Brubaker,
Miller, Frank Miller, Mark Waid.
Yeah, great run. He had some of the best writers that are in the business doing this.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And to think he was walking around in a yellow and blue costume or yellow and red costume.
Oh yeah, go back
and an acrobat.
Listen to our Wally Wood J.D. Spurlock episode. Remember that?
Oh, please don't listen to that.
A long time ago. But you get a lot of insight onto Wally Wood.
If you love Daredevil, you want to listen.
Yeah, because Wally Wood just, he came onto this book that was dying by issue 5, and he had a shitty bright yellow costume. And Wally Wood is like, if this guy's the man without fear, why is he wearing the color of fear? This motherfucker just changes the costume without even asking Stan Lee. He's like, I'm just changing this to red. I'm making all these things. He built the model sheets that they used for years and saved the book. And still doesn't get any credit on the Daredevil show. Anyways, that's what that J.D. Spurlock show is.
You want to know something I wanted to talk about? You brought up Kamala Khan.
Yes.
It's not that I would read it. I just have an aversion to stretchy people.
She doesn't stretch all the time. Sometimes she's really big. Sometimes her hand gets really big.
Aversion to stretchy
power. I don't like Mr. Fantastic. I don't like Plastic Man. I don't like elongated.
I can see where you're coming from.
They're all lame as fuck.
Yeah, it's a lame power, really, if you think about it. It's just the imagination of the artist that can save fucking Dr.
Yeah, that's why
Mr. Fantastic.
I don't like Green Lantern either, because they're always doing these weird extensions with the fists, and it's just,
I think you would like Kamala Khan, because it does have a little bit of that cartoony where she has one giant hand and she smacks things away, kind of like the Green Lantern thing. But it's really well written and well done, and she's a great character.
It's tempting. I've heard that the Vision book is the best.
The Vision book, I read this. The whole series is done. I think it was maybe 12 issues. wow, dude, this is like if the Vision was in the Breaking Bad on AMC, like the most unsuperhero book. It was really good about them. He builds himself a family, and they try to assimilate into suburban life, and all this crazy shit happens. It is really good.
I'm gonna get it when it comes out.
It should be. Get the trade. If you read it all at once, you'll be like, holy shit. It's like you could make an awesome like crime noir movie out of this Vision. And he barely uses his powers in it.
Sounds cool.
You been reading anything else, Ruggs? Have you caught up on the Spider-Mans?
I haven't read shit, man. I've been so busy, with life.
Yeah. I still have a stack of books here.
I got to crawl out of the hole. Once I do that, I'll start reading again.
Right on. All right, well, guys, what do you think? You got anything else we want to discuss? 2 years of podcasting. We've been talking shit every week.
Well, listen, 2 years out of podcasting, we've had a lot of laughs. But what do we want to do in the future? That's the most important thing. Where do you think we should go? Now, 2 years in, you guys started this thing, both of you, kind of like driving to comic book stores.
Yeah, which we don't even do that anymore.
Yeah, now you guys don't do that anymore.
Well,
a lot of shit has changed.
I do want to also throw it out to the listener. What do you guys want to see? What do you like? What should we do more of? You can let us know. Send us an email, show@jockandnerd.com. And do you have any thoughts moving forward?
It's funny, the evolution of the show. Like my interactions with Imran outside of the show, all we talk about is CrossFit.
That is true.
Which is unreal to me that when you look at Imran's fat ass.
Kind of bizarre.
It's really bizarre that he's the guy I talk to about CrossFit because he's the only guy in the office that can relate to me on doing it. So it's weird as fuck.
Yeah. Look, if you thought about CrossFit and you're like, I could never do that, fuck off because I did it. Listen, if I could do it, anybody can fucking do it.
About CrossFit or cross-dressing. He does both.
I didn't want to mention it when you asked me if he comes in wearing some weird shit, but he's come in a few times asking me to refer to him as Miss Phyllis Livenstein. So, I don't know.
Miss Phyllis Livenstein. Look, I wore a dress once, and that was for a girl. There may be photos of that somewhere. I don't know.
As far as where I want to see the show go, I think it just continues on the path of where it's at and just continue having fun. And I don't think we need to plan for things because we kind of just evolve it as it goes. I didn't see a lab coming. I didn't see us stopping weekly reviews. I didn't see us having guests, but we've had all of these things.
It is a work in progress, and a year from now it could be completely different. But I agree. I love reviewing all the geek shit. We're going to do that.
A year from now, it could be like a foot fetish show. Who knows?
Just like Imran's asshole, this show is wide open.
Why the fuck? Wait a minute.
We can pretty much do anything we could think of, that's in our periphery, we can grab onto. When we did the Destiny thing, we just happened to know a guy that was into video game, that was doing the video game, and we got that interview. And, anytime that we kind of bump into something in life, we can kind of include it in the show.
Yeah.
And we don't really need to plan for it. We'll just adapt.
We will adapt. And listener, look, you stay tuned, stay subscribed. We are going to have some exciting interviews coming up. We're going to continue to evolve, be experimental. This show is kind of an experiment. And I think it went good. I'm having a blast. We're just going to continue to have fun, and you're going to have fun because we're having fun. And there's never not enough stuff to talk about. I'll tell you that much. At least until 2020. Yeah.
There's always going to be shit.
That's a thing that a lot of people don't really get is that we could sit there and talk with the thing not turned on, not recording, talk for 3 hours.
Absolutely.
We don't even need an agenda. We can just bullshit, or we could just argue. It's great. We could do anything. Anything could happen.
Anything.
We can yell at Imran for an hour.
You can, yeah. I'm still as geeked about this as the first episode way 2 years ago. And every week I'm excited to sit down, and I love connecting with you guys. I love meeting you guys. Don't be a stranger listener. Let us know what you want to hear. Stay involved and whatnot. I don't know.
Help Imran create the show notes because
somebody please.
Comments help.
Yes, the group, especially the Facebook group, really helps. I pull a lot of stuff from there. And look, next week we will return to our regularly scheduled programming. Maybe Anthony will have seen whatever that is. Maybe it's Iron Fist. We'll definitely talk about the Justice League trailer and a bunch of news that I have saved in here that we didn't talk about because I just wanted to go freeform a little bit and just shoot the shit, which is always good.
It's good shit.
I like being
hopefully it's entertaining for the listener.
Hopefully the listener is not like,
how dare you do this to us?
And I hope they're actually like,
yes, I see that you know your judo well.
That's the reaction I want from this show. Look, Ruggs, why don't you tell the listener where they can find you in the World Wide Webs?
If you want to be like David Mobley and just constantly tweet me every day for no apparent reason and work me into all your tweets, and I don't even retweet them.
I wouldn't even like them.
I said, fuck them. But you can find me at Really Rugboy on Twitter.
Right on. And look, listener, we hope you enjoyed this little break. We hope you don't mind you indulged us in a little bit of casturbation. But look, we haven't missed a week in two years. We just needed a little time to just take a break, check in with each other, have no fucking structure. And I had fun. Hope you had fun. Tell a friend. That's the most important thing you could do. On top of subscribing, leaving a rating and reviewing, spread the Jock and Nerd geekery. Tell all your friends. Get them to join. Stay involved. And we'll catch you next time, man. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
Until next time.
Be free. Don't come in.
I'm swinging in the breeze, Jerry. I'm freeballing it.